Hey, welcome to Broken World Entertainment and our review for episode 6 of She-Hulk. Sweet Jesus, there's still 3 episodes to go. Ugh. I literally went to bed last night going, oh my Christ, I have to get up and watch and review this. Let me know, by the way, in the comments, are any of you actually watching She-Hulk? Or do you just want to watch the pain and suffering of the likes of me and heel versus babyface and whoever else is so unfortunate to be watching and reviewing this shit? It's the episode of All Men Dome. Jen is great. Yay! It's yet another episode that nothing happens. By the way, Daredevil is not in this episode. Titania is again. So it's basically Jen gets invited to a wedding to be a bridesmaid. And the side story is her friend Nikki is working with the lawyer who was Jen's lawyer in the last episode. Yeah, it was the last episode she was. To defend or to have a case for this guy who's immortal who keeps getting married and rather than divorcing them, fakes his death. Yeah. So what happens? Literally nothing. I mean, literally. Oh, by the way. Okay, so Jen shows up to the wedding, which she's excited to go to a friend who I don't think she fell out, just kind of stopped talking with, from high school. And she gets really excited because she gets to wear the clothes that the weird dude last episode made her. And their dresses. And Nikki wants her to put on the super suit, the She-Hulk suit, basically, which she says no, she'll never wear that. Which is strange because at the end of the last episode, you hear her kind of loving it. You didn't see it. You don't see it in this one either. But do you remember specifically that those clothes were being made for Jen and She-Hulk that will grow and shrink with her? That was the idea of getting super clothes, was that it'll be for She-Hulk, but it kind of morphs with her. Well, they seem to have forgotten that because she shows up to the wedding as She-Hulk. It's that part you saw in the trailers where they're like, you look great, your ass looks great. By the way, that line made no sense because they couldn't see her ass. So it was like, okay. But her friend, whose wedding it is, Julia or Jules or something like that, says, you know, she's taken away the attention because she showed up as She-Hulk. She wants her to be Jen. So she became Jen, but the dress stayed huge. And I was just like, wait, did they not specifically say that the clothes kind of will morph to her? That was the idea of them getting it done by that guy. It's so stupid. They really do seem to forget what they're doing. The guy who's immortal with this side case, it's just so stupid. He's afraid of conflict with these people when he wants to divorce them. So he just tops himself. And Nikki is working with this other lawyer this time, and she's kind of pushing him a bit. And then her and the lawyer kind of start arguing over how to defend him and stuff, and he just gets up and jumps out the window, lands on a car, and just gets up and walks off. Until we see, and he's an idiot, by the way, but we get his case, and it's 8 people suing him. 7 of them are women. 1 happens to be a guy. Shocker. It's like, well, you really had to kind of go there, huh? Okay. But, and they can't come up with deals and all this, and it's just like, what? So they come up with a plan of he'll split everything equally with all 8, and then one of them's, well, hang on, I've been married to him for, like, I think she said 8 years or something. This one was only married to him for 3, so why should she get the same amount as me? That one's like, I have a kid with this idiot. And they all get just kind of, well, I was this and that. And then Nikki kind of comes up with the settlement. Not even this super lawyer. Nikki seems to be the one that comes up with the settlement. Which is like, okay, you'll get this amount. You'll get this thing from him. You'll get this. And then the last girl is like, and you'll get 15 seconds of direct eye contact with an apology. And he says something and she goes, make it 20. And he's like, what? Why is the assistant coming up with the agreed settlement? So stupid. That's basically all of the side case. Or side story. Back with the wedding, Jen is being treated like dirt by her so-called friend. She has her like picking up all the empty glasses and doing laundry and stuff. Titania shows up at the wedding, which Jen is like, okay, you're obviously here to screw up me. And they're like, no, I'm a +1 of one of the groomsmen. And all this kind of shit. And they're like, right, whatever. At least I was. And Jen decides to get drunk, which she does. Then we meet some rando dude who just comes up to her and starts talking with her, and he seems to like her, and she obviously seems to like him. This is where she kind of gets asked to pick up empty glasses. It's like nothing really happens until the wedding. This is the part that confuses me a bit. I think probably because I was kind of zoning out a bit, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that the wedding that Jen is at was for her friend and her friend's dog. Not as in she's getting married to the guy and the dog is getting married to a dog, because we've seen that weird shit happen. I'm pretty sure the friend was getting married to the dog. Some little chihuahua looking thing. One of them little handbag dogs. And fuckers aren't dogs. Just, if it fits in your pocket, it's not a dog. It was either she was getting married to the dog, or she was getting married to the weird DJ, who I actually thought was Jen's cousin or nephew, whatever the other guy is. Jen gets banana headed on drink, pissed, which he has to pay for. It's $5 a drink or something. So she gets ossified. The guy starts talking with her again. She's like telling her she's happy to be She-Hulk, all this kind of crap. And then she runs out into the garden and gets sick. And while she's there, she looks up and Titania's there, and Titania told her, "You're right," and punches her in the face. And she goes flying. And she's like, "I knew you were here to screw me." And Titania's like, "Well, of course I told you. This wasn't the end. Or it wasn't over, whatever." And she kicks her and she wants her to Hulk out, and Jen doesn't want to. She's like, no, I can take you like this. She can't. She's pissed out of her skull. She's seen double. She tries to go become She-Hulk. She forgets how because she's drunk. She eventually does. Hits Titania, or well, she stamps, does the stamp thing. Titania goes flying into the reception at a wedding. She-Hulk comes in. The DJ guy, who's either the husband or just the DJ, is like, wedding fight. Do you remember when we first met Titania at the very end of first episode? She-Hulk took her completely out with one punch. One punch. Yeah, she doesn't do that this time. Titania gets a few punches in. She-Hulk gets a few punches in. And then she gives her this big punch, and Titania falls into a waiter. All these kind of marbles or something go across the floor. And Titania gets up and goes, I'm gonna get you, or whatever. And goes running and slips on the pearls or marbles, whatever it is, on the floor. And goes face first into the floor. And gets up, and her teeth are all goofy now because they were veneers. Everyone's recording it on their cell phones, and she's like, this isn't over, and runs off. And then the very end of the episode, not a pearl skeleton scene, just the very end of the episode is oh yeah, before I get to that, well, it kind of goes with it. Nikki wrote down a website that one of the women that, or I think it was the guy who were suing the immortal dude, looked, and they're like, oh, the man child or man baby site, and they're like, yeah. They looked that up, and it's, you have to register to be able to see the site. So Nikki puts in all shit that apparently men have sent her, which is all like horrendous shit, to get access, and it's just like all death threats to She-Hulk and stuff. And they're like, we need to tell Jen. The lawyer's like, no, let her live her life. These are just online trolls, kind of thing. So the very end of the episode then is you getting a message coming up on a computer screen about them trying to get She-Hulk's blood again, and it comes up Hulk King. The name on it was Hulk King. I think I heard a rumor saying they wanted Kingpin to show up in this, so is it going to be Kingpin? I know Gary over at Nerdrotic, I think he knows or has said who it's meant to be, who's looking for the blood. But you just see them getting another needle ready, and that was the episode. No post-credit scene again. It was just stupid again. Not funny. Bad CG again. For the bits of CG there was, because she's barely She-Hulk in it. The fight was like 15 seconds long and stupid. Like, Titania defeats herself by falling face first. It's just... Oh, by the way, this episode was actually... The name of the episode was what the title card also was, and it was called Just Jen. Yay. So, men are idiots. Jen wants it all to be about her, basically. And her friend did or did not get married to a dog or a DJ. Oh, by the way, the friend who really was kind of pissed off that Jen showed up to the wedding as She-Hulk made her promise that she wouldn't be She-Hulk. Oh, by the way, when she became Jen, all these other women were towering over her, which was like, oh, okay. It's a little on the nose, but whatever. When she fights Titania, And Titania leaves, and of course she's now She-Hulk. Her friend comes in and she's like, starts to apologize, and she's like, oh my god. She's clearly drunk, but she's like, oh my god, She-Hulk is at my wedding. It's like she completely forgot that Jen showed up as She-Hulk and stuff. It's just like, what? That's just so. Anyway, another absolute trash episode. How this thing's getting approved to be on, don't know. But either way, there's another fucking 3 episodes. Jesus Christ. Oh, this episode's only like 23 minutes long. Anyway, there's nothing else to say about it. So I'll leave it there for this one. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.